Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday afternoon. I thought I'd do a little bit of a briefing. And this briefing is predominantly going to be about staffing and changes for September that I think you need to be aware of. But it's also an opportunity just to ask you to read the newsletter, read any messages that are coming through. It is going to be a very busy month as we head towards the final part of our term. Lots of things going on, and we want you to be as aware of those as possible. So the weekly newsletter is your main point of contact, but there'll be lots of seesaw messages and like coming through as well. We're at the position where, and thank you very much to those of you who've done the questionnaires. We've got parent ones, staff ones, pupils ones, and they're all informing our school self-evaluation that we do at this time of the year. Over a period of about 18 months where we've been going through lots of leadership and school improvement priorities, and when we come back in September, October, we'll be setting up a new plan that will take us through for 18 months. So your comments and the things that you've said will feed into that, as well as the input from staff and from pupils, and indeed our wider community. Now, when we do come back in September, there are going to be a few changes. Let me just go through those. From a teaching profile point of view, 4 teachers are leaving our school. Miss McAlevey, Jen McAlevey, in the enhanced provision, has gained a position at a local special school, and we wish her a lot of success with that move. Gaynor Langley, who's one of our Senkos and has worked, I know, with a lot of the families with their children with special educational needs. She's moving to a position in a local school as well, a promotion. We again wish her very well with that. And then Miss Skelly and Mrs. Fryer in years 5 and 4, both of whom you might have recognised by their accents are Northern Irish, and they're both moving back to Northern Ireland in September. I'll be taking a post there, so we wish them every success with their moves. We have appointed 3 teachers to replace those teachers, and they'll be starting in September. We're very pleased with the recruitments that we've made, and we'll introduce them to you as we get closer to the end of term. And then at leadership level, a couple of significant changes for the next year. Mrs. Hartley, who has been at our school for many years, deputy head teacher for certainly the last 15 or so, 16, 17 years. She'll be retiring at Christmas, so we'll have one more term with Mrs. Hartley with us, and then she will be retiring. And it's wonderful the longevity of her service for the pupils and community at All Saints, and she will be very much missed. And at the time, the correct time, when we get towards Christmas, we'll be marking all the work that she's done at the school. And I also will be staying, but I'm going to be on a secondment for a year. And a secondment means that I'll be going for 3 days a week to work for the Pope Francis Multi-Academy Trust as their Director of Primary, and that is going to be primary schools within the Bootle, Formby, Crosby, Southport areas as they move over potentially into becoming a multi-academy trust. So I'll be here Mondays and Fridays as the head teacher, and Mrs. Maguire will be the head teacher on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So there'll be a little bit of a rearrangement of leadership roles, and in particular after December, when Mrs. Hartley retires, a more significant change, and we'll explain how that's going to work in sort of November, December time. So it is going to be a bit of a year of transition in some respects, but I intend, and I hope, and I truly believe you as parents won't notice a huge amount of difference. We've got a lot of leaders at different levels in our school. We're very fortunate at that, who take responsibility and are very committed to what they do. So I don't think you'll see an awful lot of change, but different people won't be around for different reasons. And that's really the main message of this briefing, and I'll look forward to seeing you at sharing sessions and events as we go through the next few weeks, and I hope you enjoy those, and let's make it a really nice last few weeks of this academic year 2023. Thank you very much.